Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Grandes, and for today's topic, I chose Indigenous Children in Canada and Health Promotion. So the first article I looked at was called Through the Lens of Our Cameras, Children's Lived Experience with Food Security in a Canadian Indigenous Community. After reading this article, I noticed that the main issue or topic was that the Aboriginal community, they go through food insecurity. And the reasons why they go through food insecurity are, for just to list a couple off the PowerPoint, are poverty, and environment degradation. And because of these issues or factors that they have in their community, this may affect the children's overall health. So, for example, this can lead to obesity in children or lack of nutritious intake in children. So, some of the determinants of health I noticed when reading this article was, the first one was healthy child development. So, I'm just going to mix in my first and third point here. The Aboriginal community, unfortunately, does not have a lot of accessibility to grocery stores or convenience stores. So in this article, they mentioned that the closest convenience store to them is quite far, but not only that, it lacks nutritious foods available for them, right? And if they do decide to go a bit far, which is required of a car, food is expensive for them. So they have those two factors that can affect children. So they just have to purchase whatever is available at the convenience store that's closest to them, because not all communities or families have a car to go the distance, right? Another determinant of health, still with healthy child development, was confusion of what is considered healthy and not healthy. I will talk about photo voice in a little bit, but just to defend my argument, or my statement, sorry, children are able, in the article, were able to identify what is healthy and what is not healthy. The one thing that they were confused about was, for the example I gave, Fruit Loops. To the children, they thought Fruit Loops was healthy because it had fruit in them. They also saw it as a source of energy, which to them is considered healthy, right? So there was some confusion on what is considered healthy and what is not considered healthy for certain foods like Fruit Loops. The next determinant of health I saw was culture, the lack of traditional foods available. In the article, a researcher or co-researcher noticed that when they did take pictures of their traditional foods, or when there was more traditional foods involved in their daily lives, they noted that it was healthier for them, or a healthier diet for them, to have traditional foods. But because they have a dispositions of traditional lands or environmental degradation, they have a convenience store that doesn't have enough nutritious foods, they won't experience the children eating traditional foods. So I noticed that that was also a determinant of health. So the values of health promotion I noticed was empowerment, respect, inclusion, and social justice and equality. For empowerment and inclusion, I feel like those are similar topics, but I like how in empowerment, they consider children to be experts of their own lives. They know what they're doing. They're trying to, and then I move to my third point, they're trying to include children in their healthy eating lives. They want to see what children can offer and what they can provide as insights. Respect, just to go back what I said before, they understand that it's not just about eating your vegetables, your fruit, it's also about what they eat traditionally in their homes. They also considered that to be a very important aspect in a healthy diet for Aboriginal communities. And for the fourth one, social justice and equality, they used photo voice in this study to provide rich context of children's lived experiences of how they eat, and they can use this to encourage the community to see, okay, what are children eating or what they should be eating less of, right? So they used this to show the community of what everyone is doing and how they can move for a better change. So features of health promotion. The main one I saw was taking participatory approach. So photo voice, they used this approach to see through the lens of the cameras of children. What are they eating? What are they not eating? What are they considering healthy and non-healthy? And they gathered all these photos from these children and put it in an album or a photo book. And they showed it to the community and said, hey guys, this is what we need to do according to what the children are seeing. Maybe we can include more healthier foods when we're eating. And they not only included the community, the parents, the high schoolers as co-researchers, but they included children. Because again, children are experts of their lives. They want to see what they are eating, what they are not eating as not healthy. So I thought that was very important in this overall article, which I really enjoyed reading. The next article I read was Development Milestones Among Aboriginal Children in Canada. So the key issue for this article was Aboriginal children have a higher risk of being behind in their developmental milestones due to socioeconomic conditions. So due to environment degradation, due to the poverty that Aboriginal families may go through, that can be considered a high risk to why children may be behind on their developmental milestones or in their attainment. And the reason also for this is because there isn't a lot of resources available in their communities that match how or what they're supposed to be achieving or attaining at that age. So there's lack of screening tools, there's lack of monitoring that are validated for Aboriginal children. So some of the determinants of health I saw, again, was culture. Due to some families maybe living in poor living conditions and socioeconomical conditions, that can be a determinant of why children are not meeting their developmental attainment or milestones at certain ages. The other one I saw was health services. According to Finley and all the other authors, another developmental delay may be due to poor prenatal outcomes. So the lack of hospitals or resources that they have to care for children is not available for them, putting them at a higher risk of being behind on their developmental domains or attainment. Some values of health promotion I saw was respect. I feel like this one, near the end of the article, after they stated some facts about children being behind in this area but being ahead in this area, what they did note was that our developmental attainment or achievements are different from what those of other cultures may go through. So for us, it's totally different compared to how maybe Aboriginal children or parents are meeting their developmental attainment, right? So I thought that was really, I appreciated that they mentioned that the article, that cultures play an important role on how or where different children are supposed to be attaining certain developmental domains. And some of the features of health I noticed were addressing the health determinants. So according to Finley et al., due to the gaps that exist in Aboriginal children, there is not sufficient amount of monitoring or screening tools available that are geared towards Aboriginal children. So they are addressing that this is a factor that we can't see, but they are trying to take action into how we can better overcome this and then hopefully have screening tools and measuring tools for the Aboriginal community. The second feature of health promotion I noticed was taking the holistic view of health. So parents of Métis, Inuit, and First Nation children may have a different expectation for young children or different goals for teaching independent behavior, right? So we're not just looking at, all right, this child is supposed to be learning this at this age. So like, no, the whole child is also looking at their culture. So what are the different aspects that maybe Aboriginal children are supposed to go through compared to non-Aboriginal children, right? So they're taking into the whole aspect, not just one overall view of a child's supposed to be. And these are my references, and thank you so much for listening to my presentation.